Troops on the ground, mass arrests, unemployment, and rising prices. Those are not the problems. The real danger is debt. The American government runs on debt, and that's okay. It's done this for decades, and it works until it doesn't, and it's about to not work. The US spends more than it makes, so it borrows through treasury bills. Because the US always pays back principal and interest on time, it can go deeply into debt. But debt is backed by nothing but trust. You don't redeem a T bill for gold, you get US dollars. And you don't redeem US dollars for gold. You trust that others will trust that it's worth something. Trust is the key. So you might be willing to loan $20 to, say, your best friend, but you don't loan $20 to a stranger. You loan to your friend and not the stranger because you have trust in your friend. And up to this point, America has essentially been everyone's best friend. The next thing to think about is how much risk you would take. Would you loan your friend $1,000, $10,000? That depends on a few factors. First is the payment history. If you loaned $20 and got paid back 22, and then loaned 100 and got paid back 110, you're willing to loan more. Trust grows. And up until this point, the US has always paid back, so everyone is willing to loan pretty much as the US asks for. Secondly, the ability to pay back. And here's where the US gets into trouble. So, if your friend owns a home and a couple of nice cars, has a long term salary job, you're more likely to loan because of their ability to pay back. The US has been that rich friend that you know has a lot of stuff and a lot of money, so it's no problem to pay you back. Thirdly, the total debt load. So, even if your friend has always paid you back on time and has plenty to pay you back with, but has borrowed more money than they make in the year, you might be less willing to loan because you realize your friend is essentially running a Ponzi scheme because they can't pay everybody back. It's more than they make, so they're borrowing in part to pay off other loans. This is sustainable to a point, and it's sustainable because your friend has assets, the house, the cars, 401k, and they can sell those to pay you back. But this has a limit as well. The US is pretty much at that limit right now. And that's before the extra 2.4 trillion Trump and the Republicans want to add to the debt. The US owes 120% of what it makes. This means if the US spent money only paying the debt and on nothing else for an entire year, it would still be 20% in the hole. So if this was your friend, you might now be a little less willing to loan. So it'd probably be a tough decision to make. But if on top of this, your friend starts acting irrationally, starts drinking, not working, wrecks his car, when you see this as a pattern, you realize something's gone terribly wrong. He owes more than he makes, and he's acting irrational. And that is where the US is right now. It's the dependable country that you could always count on, had plenty of income and assets to pay you back, and now has borrowed more than it makes and is no longer dependable. And this week, countries, large banks, and hedge funds started getting rid of large amounts of US debt and investing in other countries. For the first time in modern history, in a time of crisis, money flowed out of the US to safe havens, not into the US as the safe haven. When this happens, it's just a matter of time before the US defaults, the dollar collapses, and America's time as a world power comes to an end. For more analysis, join us at culturalperspective.com.